Hi, this is Kevin, a certified PMP trainer from eProject. And today we are going to talk about some important tips that you need to understand and keep in mind when you are about to take the PMP exam or you're going to take the PMP exam. Okay, so as we all know, the PMP exam is quite daunting. It's one of the toughest exams or tests to take. And also this is the most valuable project management certification that a project manager or the likes can achieve. So today we are going to talk about the do's and the don'ts when you are preparing for the PMP exam or when you are about to take the PMP exam. Okay, so let's start. So first, let's talk about the no-nos or the don'ts in taking the PMP exam. First one is using only the PMBOK guide to study. Okay, so there are some concepts and ideas that are not in the PMBOK guide that we need to know for the test. There are also ideas and concepts that needs to be highlighted for the test. That is why another study guide is needed, especially if you are totally new to project management. But one thing you should be on the lookout for would be the PMI accreditation logo, so you can be sure that what you're learning is correct. We don't want to be learning wrong information. That would definitely decrease your chances in passing the PMP exam. Number 2, just memorizing the ITTOs. So what are ITTOs? These are inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs. You will be seeing this in the PMBOK guide throughout the book. Okay? Now, some people make the mistake of memorizing them, memorizing the words, memorizing the descriptions. You don't have to do that because some of the ITTOs aren't even mentioned in the test. You will just be wasting your time if you do this, especially if you are the type of person who meticulously reviews every single part, every single content. That is not how it goes. Okay? As you understand project management, you would naturally memorize or you would naturally remember what is inside a document or what are the contents of a document. So don't memorize it by word. You have to memorize it by heart and what the relevance of each document is. Next one, underestimating the PMP exam. So as I have mentioned, the PMP exam is really difficult, especially it is time-bound, as well as the questions could be a little bit misleading and it's designed to confuse the test takers. Okay? But don't get me wrong, 50% to 60% of the test takers can pass the exam on their first try. But how about people who practice project management in a very different way? Okay, so the PMP exam is not simple and will require you to use your analytical skills more than memorization. You have to think as a project manager the way PMI sees project managers. Okay? Okay, so those are the no-nos in taking the PMP exam. So might I just add, all right? So when you are taking mock tests are very, very important when taking the PMP exam. However, mock tests are only effective if you understand the reason why you made a mistake. You have to analyze your answer. You have to research. Why did I go wrong? Why is this right? If you need clarification, the PMBOK guide is always right at your side. You can double check your answers if you're not comfortable about the question. One more thing to remember is that when you start the PMP exam, usually the first few questions would be a little bit harder. That is mostly the comment of our students who already took the PMP exam. Okay, so what you should do here when you encounter this problem is that if you don't know a question, skip it. All right, time is gold, but do not be pressured. You just have to keep your calm. If you don't know it, don't panic. Just skip it and go back to that question again when you still have time, when you finish your first run with the questions. Usually we can remember information as we read through the questions. So always remember, do not panic if you do not understand a question. Move on. All right, so those are the no-nos and some important things to remember when taking the PMP exam. Now let's take a look at some of the most vital tips to pass the PMP exam. First one, ask yourself what the relevance is. All right, so when you are studying for the PMP exam, when you're looking at the documents, when you're looking at some technique or method or tool, all right, or the output, you have to ask yourself, why do we need to do this and what is the relevance? If you do this, you will understand the logic behind the documents and the processes, okay? You will naturally memorize the ITTOs or inputs, tools, and techniques and outputs. Understand the important documents by heart, like the project charter, the project management plan. These documents are vital. You have to understand why they are important. Okay, so next is focus on the important concepts, not the calculations. So some people tend to give a great deal of time in studying the calculations and formulas. To be honest, the PMP exam will only give you maybe as little as 5 questions that you will be required to calculate. Right? Giving extra time in understanding the concepts would be beneficial, especially to the people who doesn't have much time to study. So I know some people are not very comfortable in calculating, but you don't have to worry about the PMP exam. The PMP exam is designed to test you as a project manager, not an expert in calculating things. The last one is understand the code of ethics and professional conduct. So this can greatly help you in answering the questions, okay? Always remember that if the choices are against the code of ethics, no matter how logical you think it is or beneficial to the organization, it is wrong. So the code of ethics always goes on top. Studying for the PMP exam would not be easy and taking the PMP exam would not be easy as well. But you have to keep your goal in mind. If this is for promotion, if this is for yourself, if this is just for career advancement, you have to keep that goal in mind in preparing for the PMP exam. It's not going to be easy, but it is very doable. 50 to 60% of the test takers can pass the PMP exam in just one take. If you fail, that's fine. You can take it again. You can learn from the mistakes and you already have the information in your mind. Don't be disheartened and don't be demotivated because on the next take, surely you will get that PMP certification. So once again, this is Kevin from eProject. I wish you all the best in taking the PMP exam. If you have any questions, please write them down in the comments box below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if it helped you. Thank you and you have a wonderful day.